Here we go, finding ourselves on the corner of Granada and Kilgore, just one block down from Apopka Vineland and Kilgore. That's our aim. Millionaire Row is what they call it. That's the nickname, supposedly. Up on the left is Cypress Pointe Reserve. On the right is part of the Bay Hill area. Cypress Pointe Reserve is the kind of little sister to Cypress Pointe, which happens to be one of the more prestigious subdivisions in our area. And when I say in the area, I mean in all of the Orlando area. There it is, right there, Cypress Pointe. Good luck getting in. There is guards and they patrol, and some of the homes go upwards of 30 million. It's a beautiful area. If you're interested, I'd love to show you a home in it. Eventually, whoops, that was a kind of a mistake. I think we had to pull over. Either somebody had to pass us or we had some equipment issues. Up on the right, that gate on the right, that's the beginning of Kilgore. So the third house in is the picture we're seeing. And some of these houses are set back quite a bit because a lot of them are on about 1 to 5 acres or so. So it is difficult to get some of them in view. And what we're looking at is the street. Is this the type of street you want to live on? Off on the left, there isn't a lake access. So on the right, you have Lake Sheen, which eventually we will go down into Pocket Lake. Those are part of the chain of lakes. So the Butler Chain of Lakes, and they all have channels that go to each other, connect. I believe 13 lakes that interconnect, and then there's a few more that are just part of the surroundings. As you can see though, a lot of the homes, and there's a lot of building going on the left and right, but a lot of the homes are very extravagant homes. I wish I would have got the left right there. There's a lot of building going in on the left right there. And right now we're getting to a road that if we took that, there is a house for sale. It is on Pocket Lake, and it's just a little tiny side road right there. You have to get down to the place. And speaking of which, because we did pass a property that I know is not on the market, but it might be for sale for the right price. We do know of a few properties on these lakes that are off-market deals, and that has to do with Bay Hill too. We know of a few up in Bay Hill as well. So if you are curious, go ahead and get a hold of us. Obviously, they only stay off-market for so long before they eventually go on market, and you will know at that point too. This is the turn where we start. It turns into Darlene right here. Yep. Kilgore turns into Darlene, and that turnoff straight ahead is Apopka Vineland. However, we're not going that way. We're going to take a look at this last house on the right. It's another beautiful house, and then we're actually going to take a right here because we are on Charles E. Limpus. And I know it's not named Kilgore, but it's part of this road of Millionaire Row that we consider. Some of these houses are not on the lake. Beginning about here, they start to hit the bay kind of area. That house is definitely a 1970s older home. This is my favorite house on Charles E. Limpus. Gorgeous, so gorgeous. I have not toured it, but I would love the opportunity. And if you see this and you live there, I would love to sell your house. There's a lot of these properties that are not developed, but they've actually been purchased and are ready to be built on. I think this is going to be slightly different looking road in a couple years. Maybe not the road itself, but the houses off to the side of the road, I should say. A number of them did sell within the last year, though, on Charles E. Limpus. In fact, we did tour one as we come to the end, the second to the end, where you get to Pocket Lane. We did tour that one with some clients. it is basically a tear down. It needed a lot of work. I wouldn't necessarily say a tear down, but it needed a lot of work. And up here, as we end the tour, we'll be making a right, and that's Pocket Lane. And Pocket Lane is really interesting because they back up to this kind of canal that goes to Pocket Lake. And so some of them are on that canal, and then the ones on the very end, northern point of Pocket Lane, are actually on the lake. And so we just passed that property that just sold. It closed a few months ago, that we toured a few months ago. And this property on the right is very beautiful. And at the end of this, at the end of Pocket Lane is where that picture up in the right will pop up. One of my favorite properties. I wouldn't say houses, but properties. It's so neat how that's situated on the corner right there, just so open. It's a little peninsula. I just love it. So as we turn around, and I know this is taking some time, they're narrow roads right here. Nobody comes down here unless you need to. But I just wanted to point out one thing. There's a beautiful house on the right that's getting done. It's obviously not done yet, but we wanted to show you that. And we wanted to thank you for taking this tour with us and hope you enjoyed it. We do have free buyer, seller, and moving guides. Just get a hold of us. Our information is right there on the screen and in the description.